Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, welcome back to the Guiding Lands for another super secret special boss monster, the soulmate of the Golden Queen, Silver Rathalos. If you want to see this metallic baby, I just call him a baby, show up in your lives, and you need to look no further than raising your MR270 and then getting the coral region of your Guiding Lands to level 6, which will then allow him to spawn. And trust me, you want him to spawn. This fight is a real treat. Starting off aesthetically, then, Silver Rathalos got a similar treatment to Gold Rathian, in that his metal bits look significantly more metal and much less like gray spray paint. And I don't know if this is a change necessarily, if it's just due to the way that World's general graphics work, but I found Silver's little purpley eyes to be absolutely piercing in Iceborne. I absolutely love how they just contrast with the rest of them in the new world. It's wonderful. Through combat, Silver Rathalos gets angrier and legitimately heats up, accessing what the game itself calls Hellfire mode.
I am the god of Hellfire!
Where his chest will light up blue, and I'll get into the mechanical parts of this soon, but just visually speaking, I just love this effect. It looked real good on Gold Rathian, but in my opinion, it looks even better on Silver Rathalos. In fact, overall, I would say that I think Gold Rathian might look a little bit better before Hellfire mode, and Silver Rathalos definitely does look better afterwards. And that is sort of fitting, really, as Rathalos always was much more about fire anyways, and of course, as you might expect, the fight reflects that beautifully. Moving on to the fight itself then, and starting with the physical attack changes, Silver Rathalos has some fancy new talon grabs where he comes in much quicker, striking like a panther. Huh? And also his tail sweep has evolved to, and you'll never believe this, go a full 360-degree spin around him. It's crazy, I know, but actually this is a significant buff to this attack. It gives him something that is threatening no matter what angle you are at, as long as you're close to him.
We're at Terror Alert Orange, which means something might go down somewhere in some way at some point in time, so look sharp!
And then, of course, the general high-tier monster variation change of new combos involving old attacks to totally shake up the fight at its core. Elementally, though, is where this fight really picks up. Just as a base, Silver Rathalos' fire is already terrifying. Like, this stuff does ridiculous amounts of damage, and then, of course, as he gets angrier and heats up, he enters Hellfire mode. Hellfire mode is, well, pretty much exactly as scary as it sounds. Every bit of fire that comes out of Silver Rathalos in this mode transforms into blue fire, which leaves behind little patches of fire on the ground that deal significant amounts of ticking damage if you stand in them. This effect is also part of the Gold Rathian fight, but being that Rathalos is an inherently more fire-oriented monster, it has a much larger effect here.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
On top of this already affecting pre-existing Rathalos moves, he also gains a little back-hop fireball that is extremely quick and not hugely dangerous on its own, but he's able to do his next attack extremely quickly afterwards, which makes it particularly lethal as a combo. Silver Rathalos gains a singular very large blue fireball, which is a bit less powerful than Gold Rathian's. However, Silver has another trick up his sleeve. The blue fire's newfound strength allows his Rathalos to fire full-on lines of fire breath. These lines, being blue fire, stay on the ground and create a sizable obstacle in the area, and one that does a lot of damage at that. He can use this move either in combos with old moves on its own, just one at a time, or even as a triple combo of itself with some agile repositioning in the middle to really try and catch you off guard. But these are all things that you would expect to be dangerous, things that you would see happen, and you'd expect them to cause you pain, but Silver Rathalos has a secret.
I'll level with you. I don't think I can keep this a secret. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
His little nippy bites are actually super painful now because they have a blue fire trail on them. That's right. This little dinky attack actually does some decent damage now. It's crazy. As a whole, then, I think Silver Rathalos is an incredibly fun fight. He is an improvement on old Silver, and I personally consider him the most enjoyable Rathalos that I've fought just in general. The pace of his fight is an absolute world of difference from regular Rathalos and Azure, and the pace is extremely frantic. Every time I've done this fight, I've done it with 10 or more fire resistance, and I am still scared to death of every single fire attack that comes out of that wyvern's mouth.
Run, everybody, run! Faster!
As for his armor, it's pretty much just Master Rank Rathalos armor, but silver, and it honestly does look fantastic. I love his color scheme. It's simple, and it's elegant, and it almost looks like the Monster Hunter equivalent of a fantasy knight, and I wish it was easier to make most armor sets look like this. The alpha set as a whole, then, comes with 6 fire attack, 5 windproof, 5 slinger capacity, and 3 crit boost. The beta set as a whole comes with 5 slinger capacity, 3 windproof, 3 crit boost, and a number of slots. Both of these sets come with the Silver Rathalos set bonuses, which include a 2 set of slinger ammo secret.
serious?
Which raises the cap of the Slinger Capacity skill, and the 4-set bonus of True Critical Element, which of course is just crit element, but you know, better. Alright, elephant in the room. I know Slinger Ammo Secret sounds like an absolute pile of garbage, but I think on average across all of the weapons, there is actually some decent use for it. Weapons that have burst Slinger shots now could always benefit from larger amounts of the more powerful Slinger ammo, and some weapons in Iceborne even have attacks that combine with Slinger ammo and become stronger with more ammo used, such as the Thousand Dragons bow attack. With those uses in mind, this becomes an actually decent set base. The alpha set with all of its skills making a pretty decent starting point for a crit fire weapon build, and the beta a much more blank slate for just crit element in general. There isn't going to be a huge amount of room for customization as it is a 4-set, but I am still super excited to see what kind of builds people can make out of this. As for mix set potential, there is definitely some sort of space in the damage meta for the beta chest, which has 2 critical boost and a 4 slot, and I'm sure some fun niche build will take advantage of the beta arms with 3 slinger capacity, a 4 slot, and a 2 slot. As far as weapons go, Silver Rathalos is a very giving monster, giving us what appear to be some of the best fire weapons in the entire game. Generally speaking, super high raw, with the ability to reach a lot of purple sharpness with handicraft, positive affinity, and a massive chunk of fire damage. If you're going elemental, these weapons should be a very strong consideration. Visually speaking, these little metal guys will make some really cool weapons, all found at the end of your normal Rathalos tree if your weapon already had one. A lot of them are throwbacks to old games that look great, some of them are new takes on old designs, like the beauty that is the sword and shield that now borrows bits from both metal wraths, and some like the light bowgun and the bow are actually technically not unique weapons at all, which means that they are entirely capable of accepting custom mods, which only increase their actual effectiveness.
Okay, party, bonus.
As a whole package monster, from his visuals to his fight to his armor and weapons, Silver Rathalos has absolutely been done justice in Iceborne. I love both of the metal wraths in this game, and I had mixed feelings about both of them in the older games, so that should say all it needs to as far as my opinion goes. Capcom, you're doing a wonderful job with all of these returning monsters. Please, give me more. Just give me more now. Alright everyone, I've been Cotton Dinosaur, and this has been Silver Rathalos. Do you like how Silver Rathalos has been brought into the new world? What other old world monsters do you wish could get this kind of treatment? Like if you like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. This is the brand new outro to tell you all the things that you do that we love, so let's start with something simple and say, oh, we love your eyes. When they're watching us play video games, when we make a bunch of jokes that are kinda lame, or when they gaze upon our failures as we try to kill the monsters or report important news about the Kingdom Animalia. Rage, Cotton, and Hollow are all here, talking about the things you want to hear, so if you want to be the first to hear, like and subscribe and the bell and we'll cheer. Some of you are patrons even though we are all the noobs and you're the pros. There's nothing we can do to thank you. No, really, there's nothing we could possibly do. Goodbye.